One of the most famous groups in the country, all over the world, was Herman's Hermits from '63 to '73. The gentleman who was lead singer and star, Peter Noone, who was, everybody has called you Herman.
Yeah, well, that was my name. Yeah. That was my name then, and it still is. They still call me now. I think what I'm going to do is change my name to Peter, in brackets, Herman Noone, you know. Because everyone calls me Herman.
Where did the name come from, Herman's Hermits?
It came from a cartoon show called The Bullwinkle Show. There was a guy called Sherman and another guy called Professor Peabody. And we were going to call ourselves Sherman's Hermits. And, you know, it just got bastardized into Herman's Hermits.
Hermits. Unbelievable. I told you before the show, Peter, I still see you on clips like I do the Beatles from the Ed Sullivan Show, from all those great network shows. You did all of them, didn't you?
Yeah, we did. I've been collecting them, and I collect all those old videos.
Wow.
I have people looking for me in archives and things, and I didn't realize how many we'd done and how nice the people were. You know, like Danny Kaye was so nice with the group, and Ed Sullivan and all those people. You know, they always said nice things about us on the show. But when you do those shows, they were live television, so you kind of never knew what was said about you. You kind of were waiting in, like, to do your song, all nervous because people said there's 250 million people will see this show, and you go, you know, I was 16. And then I get all the tapes now, and you see all the stuff that was really, they were very nice to us, all those people. I think the big stars in America were always probably big stars because they were nice people.
And you were on all of their shows, their specials?
Everything, yeah. You know, we did all the specials with Danny Kaye show, and George Burns had a special, and we were invited on the Jackie Gleason show. All the big ones, Dean Martin.
Oh, that's incredible. All the money you made, did you keep it all and invest into?
Well, I didn't bring any of it with me here. No, I was very lucky because when you're only 16 or 17, the only way you can imagine to spend money is to buy an Italian car.
Is that what you did?
Yeah, I had lots of them, you know. But that was, you know, when you're older, you buy all kinds of different things, spend it partying and stuff like that. When you're 16 or 17, all I wanted to do, I bought a hotel for my parents. Not like the Sands Hotel, you know, more like the, you know, it's like a smaller hotel than the Sands in England.
In England, yeah.
By the seaside.
Is it still there? They still have it?
Yeah. And those kind of things. You know, I was a very sort of normal working class boy.
Huh. How did the whole thing start? Was it?
It started, really how it happened was I was in a television series in England. It was like Dallas, only it was about Manchester, you know, which is like not quite as flashy as Dallas. Can you imagine a show called Manchester? It's called Coronation Street, anyway. And it was like being in a show called Kingman, you know.
Kingman.
But it's still running. It's still running. It's the longest running show in England. And I was the son of the star. And I played a 12-year-old boy, and I was 12 years old, and I was perfectly cast. And they sent me to a college of music where they had a drama class. And I was taking this drama class with Eunice Whitfield, who was a very nice lady, but very boring when you're 12, 13. And I could always hear these guys playing guitars in another room, you know, Chuck Berry intros. So I was always like half in the other room. And one day I went in, and one of these guys showed me how to play A on the guitar. You know, it was very simple. It was like a bar A, you know. And suddenly, and then he said, just move it up here, and you're going down here, and all this. And suddenly I could play a Chuck Berry song. And that was the end. I never wanted to be an actor anymore, although I did eventually carry on to be an actor. And I joined these guys, and we made this group up called the Cyclones. And I was a guitar player for about a week until they figured I was never going to be more than mediocre. I wasn't actually going to be Jimi Hendrix. And my hair wasn't frizzy enough, you know. And they made me the singer, because in those days, you be the singer, you know, and we don't want you playing any of this music.
Right.
And I liked that, because I could wear, like, silver lame suits and tell stories. And we did a bar mitzvah and got paid off after 2 songs. And then we made another group called Pete Novak and the Heartbeats. And I was Pete Novak, the Crown Prince, the Crown Prince of Twist.
Oh,
this goes back a long way, you know, and we didn't know the twist was already over when we started doing it, right? So we were twisters, and then when we discovered that the twist was gone and only 45-year-old ladies liked the twist and would even care to do it, we decided we would go after teenagers, and we called ourselves Herman's Hermits. And that got us a record deal. We were by then really famous locally. You know, we've been working for about 2 years. We'd done everybody's bar mitzvah and everybody's sister's wedding, and everybody knew us personally, intimately. Most of the girls knew us. And the first record came out, and it was #1 in 3 weeks.
Which was what?
It was called I'm Into Something Good.
And that was in England?
Yeah, and then they said, well, you have to make an album. Then it came out over here, and it was top 20, and they said, you have to make an album. So we went to the studio, and we booked the studio for 3 hours, and we made an album.
In 3 hours?